Hello, everybody. As most of you probably already know, when you put yourself out, maybe you don't know, when you put yourself out there and you actually share your authentic feelings about something, it can be anything, and you post that online, there could be a lot of people that support you, which is beautiful, which is fantastic. And on the same token, on the other side, the flip side of that coin, there can be a lot of people who do nothing but troll you and thrust hate upon hate on you. And if you know psychology like I do, because I've actually taught it at the universities, I've studied it rigorously, the negative tends to stick a lot more than the positive. And that's what happened to our good friend. I don't know if you remember, this is the lifelong Democratic activist who has since walked away from the Democratic Party due to actually using critical thinking skills, actually seeing the party for who they truly are. I did a video on this about 2 weeks ago. In case you missed it, I'll share a quick clip. But she's back again to kind of answer all of those haters and all of the people who said she was lying, she wasn't telling the truth, that she was a quote-unquote secret Republican. I can't wait to play for you this amazing response. This is a young woman who I think just does this with considerable integrity, class, and grace. But before I show you this new response by her, her name's Evan, by the way. I've connected with her on X. We've been talking. I might actually get her on our show, our live podcast, so stick around for that. By the way, if you haven't followed me on X yet, I'm at Professor Nez pretty much everywhere on social media. Links in the description and show notes down below. Here's a snippet of that previous video where she first said, I was just at the DNC with KamalaHarris, and these are my honest thoughts. Listen to this. This is so powerful.
When I first got into politics, I thought that Democrats were the party of the people. And at the DNC this week, I felt like I was in a building with the most elite and out-of-touch people in the entire world. It very much felt like, let's just have a huge party and forget all of our problems because the vibes are brat. When I was there, I didn't feel any connection to real America or the place that I come from, which is the Midwest, Kansas City, Kansas, and Missouri. I didn't feel any connection to the people that I know right now who are struggling to buy their groceries or to pay their rent. The people who want to know what both candidates are going to do to materially affect change in their lives. And when I was there listening to the speeches, I felt myself feeling mad because I didn't hear anything about the economy. Definitely not in Kamala's speech, and not very much in the others as well. Instead, I heard generic platitudes, things like joy and respect and integrity, and what does that even mean? Let's make the military the most lethal in the world? I thought I was part of the anti-war party. I thought I was part of the party that fought for the underdog, that championed working people. When and how did we just become the party of academia and affluence? Because that's what we are right now. How can we ever say that we're going to fight corporate power or give a voice back to those communities that have been left behind when above the delegates on the floor in levels and levels and rings of suites with donors and corporations that we're literally looking down on the people below from above? That's what Chris Cuomo said, and he's absolutely right. I went to the DNC this year hoping that I would feel reconnected to the Democratic Party, that I would have more of a sense of understanding of Kamala and her candidacy and what she stood for. But instead, I ended up leaving and feeling the opposite, more disconnected and alone than ever. And I don't think I can support KamalaHarris for president. I don't even know if I can call myself a Democrat anymore. I don't know who I'm going to be supporting, but I know it's not her, and for once, I'm not afraid to say it.
So you can probably get a sense of why that amazing, authentic, real, down-to-earth, anchored in reality response, just shared by so many of us, myself included. I know plenty of people watching this and listening to this right now, you can kind of get a sense as to why that video went viral and absolutely set the internet ablaze. And so obviously there was a lot of positive, responses to that. As I said, I did a reaction video to that, which did really, really well. Right now it's got almost 3 million views on my YouTube channel. With that comes a lot of the exact antithesis, meaning a lot of hate, a lot of trolling, a lot of negativity, a lot of false accusations, just a lot of plain ignorant, dumb tomfoolery. And one of the things that she addresses in this brand new video that just came to my attention, I don't know how new it is, but it seems like it's almost like it just came out today, is she's responding to people who have essentially questioned her and said, oh, you're not a real Democrat. Who do you think you're fooling? You're just a Republican. And so this is her response, and she has receipts. And just like she did in the previous video, she executes this with not attacking anybody, no personal ad hominem, but with class, with grace, with dignity, and with intelligence. Listen to this.
A few weeks ago, I went to the Democratic National Convention, and a few days after I got home, I posted a video stating that I didn't want to be a part of the Democratic Party anymore. But before I get into why, I want to first address all of the people who have been saying that I'm lying, that I'm a secret Republican, and that I haven't actually been working in Democratic politics off and on since 2008. I just want to say that just because I might have a picture with someone in this video does not necessarily mean that I worked for them directly, but it does mean that I met them due to my work in Democratic politics. I started out in 2008. I was a Hillary supporter and then switched to Obama when he won the nomination. I interned on his campaign. In 2015, I worked briefly as a field organizer for Hillary. After Trump was elected, I started working again as a fundraiser on multiple U.S. House congressional campaigns. 3 more years, I worked at a progressive fundraising firm, also based in D.C., where I was the fundraising consultant for several U.S. Senate campaigns, dozens of House races, and multiple Democratic organizations. I was really good at my job and raised literally tens of millions of dollars for Democratic candidates.
Wow.
I've never actually added it up, but I would guess that I've raised at least $30 million and up for Democrats.
That's huge.
And the funny thing for me throughout this whole experience is just the genuine lack of curiosity that I'm hearing from Democrats about why I no longer feel like I fit in with their party. Instead of asking me like how I've come to this conclusion, they have just bashed me and accused me of being a paid actress. And by the way, I know that there are other Democrats who feel the same way that I do because they've actually reached out to me in the last couple of weeks. In private, they have said things to me like, I've always wanted to post a video like you did this week, but I've always been too afraid. I've been afraid that it would cost me my job. The hypocrisy is my main problem with the Democrats. I know that Republicans also have these issues, okay? But they're the party that I've worked for, and the hypocrisy is just so much more glaringly clear. There is a massive difference between what they say and what they do. Hypocrisy goes on and on. While I was working in Democratic politics, I found that the majority of the people, not all of them, but a lot of the people that actually get the jobs on campaigns come from the Ivy League or their family has donor connections. They're not actually like real people from middle America. I was kind of an anomaly, actually. There has been a toxic weaponization of identity politics within campaigns that has also completely turned me off. I'll probably do another whole other video on that. But basically, especially since 2020, I have been just assaulted by people that I'm supposed to be on the same team as over like these petty identity related infighting and disagreements, and it's just extremely toxic and has also turned me off from the Democratic Party. I am tired of endless proxy wars. I am exhausted from the coastal condescension towards middle America. And I want to make just one thing clear. I didn't decide because of the DNC that I was done with Democrats, but it was the tipping point. Kind of like going on a long vacation with someone when you know you're going to break up with them because you spent so much time with them and the trip is horrible. And by the time you get home, you just know it's something you've got to do. So I want to end this message by telling the viewers to be brave, think for yourself, do your research, and if it no longer feels right, make peace and move on. Goodbye, Democratic Party. The dream is over, at least for me anyway, and this really proves it.
I told you it was going to be good. Wasn't that amazing? Wasn't she really just so endearing, authentic, and just, again, she's been attacked, I mean, voluminously. And her videos have gone viral. The video that I did with, where I reacted to that previous video has gone viral. I can't imagine how many other channels have done reaction videos to that probably. The amount of hate that you get when you are successful in any endeavor online, especially when you have a video or a piece of content that does really well, or you're building your platform. It's, I don't even know if I've ever talked to you guys about this, but I get a ton of it every day. Just the same as she probably does, if not worse. I want to get your reaction to this. And I also want to hear from, if anybody's watching this, listening to this, who maybe felt very akin to Evan and felt the same way that she did, that, you know what, I was feeling like I don't belong here anymore. This isn't the party I recognize. There is the hashtag walk away movement. Let me know in the comments. I really want to turn this comment section into just not a normal comment section where, you just say, hey, cool, or hey, hate it. I want, I'm kind of really hoping, I'm imploring everybody, let's make this comment section come ablaze with real, interactive, collaborative, thoughtful. Share your story. Let me know what's going on. Let me know your genuine thoughts. The whole premise of this channel is not to be anti-liberals or pro this or pro Trump. No, the whole premise of this country is to really arrive at the truth, to share my story, you share your story. And it is this sort of beautiful collaborative dance that we do here where I read all your comments. I mean, maybe not every single one because it's physically impossible, but I really genuinely try, especially comments that really have a little bit more than just, oh, you're an idiot or da-da-da-da. So I really would love to hear from you. Were you a Democrat? Were you ever a Democrat? Are you thinking about leaving? Are you definitely this? Does this inspire you, not inspire you? Are you still sticking to your guns? Anybody, you don't even have to be a Democrat. If you're a Republican, if you're voting for Trump, not voting for Trump, voting for Kamala, not voting for Kamala, I want to hear from you. Let's get into some real discourse. We're less than 60 days away from the most consequential election of our lives. I would love to hear from you. So let me know in the comments down below what your reaction to that is and how that relates or resonates with your own story. One thing I thought was so particularly powerful, something I've been saying on this channel a long time, that she alluded to was the hypocrisy and the coastal condensation. Very poetic. I love the insight. She's so intelligent and able to articulate herself so well. I just find that so impressive. I don't know how old she is. She doesn't look like she's even older than 25, but she might be 30. I don't know. I don't go there, but she's considerably younger than I am, and I'm just so impressed with her. Remember, she's proven through receipts that she's worked for this Democratic Party for a very, very long time. I mean, we're talking 15, 16 years. I've told you how many times I've worked with them too. I've told you how many times when I was in academia full-time, when I was teaching at the universities full-time as an adjunct professor, but still full-time because I was going everywhere and teaching 20 classes a semester, I worked with them. I was around them. When she says their actions don't match their words, that they are so hypocritical and they look down on everybody and they condescend, that resonated with me the most. And I just want to say, if you're watching, Evan, I thank you. I appreciate you. I hope you're willing to come on our show and share more with our audience. But I've worked with these people, y'all. I've been around them. I've been commissioned by my university to go to Washington and quote unquote collaborate with them, if you could even call it that. I know these people through and through. And that's one of the big impetuses for me doing this channel, is to expose the lies, the hypocrisy. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about our country. It's more than evident with Kamala. She doesn't care about any of us. They only care about one thing. This is a capital T true fact. They only care about power and the retention of that power. And they only kowtow, much to Evan's credit, they only kowtow to the money people. That's it. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I can't wait to hear from you. As always, sign up for our free newsletter if you haven't already. It's free, and it's your sure-proof way of never missing out. Sign up for that. I look forward to seeing you there. Check out our videos coming up on the screen right now. Subscribe and follow right there if you haven't already. Tap the thumbs up so we can get this to as many people as possible. This story warrants that. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless America. And God bless you, Evan. I'll see you soon.